Hello everybody. Today I wanted to do some experimenting with my Big Shot here. This is the standard Big Shot. I wish I got the large one, the 12-inch one, instead of this one, because I realized that I like to do things in bulk. So if I had a 12-inch one that I could fit a whole sheet of scrapbook paper or a whole 8.5 by 11, it would work out better for me. But I make do with this one, and I really like to screw around with it. I really like to find new ways to use it. Right now, this here is my container of dies and embossing folders. With exceptions of one or two of them that were gifts, everything in this box cost me no more than $100, maybe $150, which probably seems like a lot to you, but remember, I've owned this machine for 2 years, so you figure, you know, $100 over the course of 2 years really isn't that bad. These Sizzix and Tim Holtz embossing folders I bought it Tuesday morning. They were on clearance, so I didn't even spend $10, and I got all of these and all of these right here. $10. And this, all the rest of this is from eBay and AliExpress. It's all stuff from China. This is the one I had that was a gift. It was Happy Mail, so I use the tag on it all the time. More embossing folders here. The first experiment I wanted to try was with these 3 dies that I bought, again, off of eBay. I don't think these cost me $1 a piece, maybe $2. And I think that's all I have for these doily looking dies. That's all I have for those. So I have this paper that is stencil paper to make your own stencils with. I bought this stuff like 100 years ago. I think I got it at Walmart before, I had a Michaels or anything in town. So I picked this up, and I didn't know what to use it for, but I want to try making stencils with the doilies, so that when I'm spray inking or I'm using a sponge or something, I can easily just pick this up and use it. Just one more stencil to use. So I'm going to cut it first so that I have a straight line, because if I tried to cut this with scissors, obviously I would just destroy it.
What a difference a week, huh?
Yeah, that's nice.
You got 2 or 3 of them.
Alright. I'll go 5.5 and cut it 8.5. This is a We Are Memory Keepers scoreboard and cutting board, and I love it. I love it. I love it. The little scoring tool down here. Comes with an extra blade. I did notice, however, that the blades don't last very long. I already need another one. I already have to replace it, and I've only used it maybe, 10 times. This apparently is an 8.5 by 11 since I cut it wrong. But that's okay. I can just cut the end off of it, I guess, because I'm not going to use it all anyway. Alright, so I've never even used these doily ones. These were from Santa Claus, aka my husband, aka I bought them on eBay and he paid for them for Christmas. So take these out and open this one up. Okay, so I am going to I won't be able to fit them all. Oh, maybe. Maybe I can work this out here. No, it's not going to work. Alright. I will start with 2. I'm sorry I'm a little off screen here, but all you're going to be watching is me screwing up anyway, so you're not missing much. And I missed... Oh, it would probably help if I had this facing... Whoop! If I had this facing the right way. Sorry, I made you all seasick. Okay, I'm right-handed, so I have to spin it with my right hand. Okay. Oh, my cutting plates. They are tired. And I missed the boat on the Amazon, deal for the cutting plates. They're the full ones. Oh, I don't think this worked. Oh, it did work. On this one it worked. This one not so much. Let's see if I can line it back up and come back through. Let's see. I'm sitting here screwing things up on YouTube, right? I don't know how some of you ladies do videos so flawlessly without a single error. I can't. I'm a mistake maker. You can hear Lily singing in the background. My little musical wonder back there. Let's see if this comes out right. Probably would have helped if I went forwards and backwards, right? Try this again. If I have to, if I screw this up and I have to get another sheet, I have 3 or 4 sheets of this stuff, and I've owned it. No. That one doesn't cut through. This one I might be able to get the pieces off. See, they're kind of... This stuff is sturdy, I mean, if you get a hold of some of this material, you can beat it up a little bit. It's sturdy, but it's brittle too. I don't think it'll withstand being bent in half continuously. But, the pieces are coming off a little bit. So that's that experiment. I will try the last one and see how that goes, but I'm not going to hold my breath. That kind of upsets me. I was looking forward to that with those dies. Hey, Lil, can you be quiet, please? Thanks. Apparently these two are the same thing. I guess I ordered 2 of the same ones. I did not even realize it. I will try the large one again. This I'm just going to cut real quick with my scissors. I know it's not going to be straight, but I'm not turning this into a very fancy stencil. So I'm going to be throwing the excess away. Let me try again. Let me try going over it a few times and see if it does anything different for me. Okay. You can hear the crunch. You can hear it. It wants to work. It wants to work. I should probably move my little mat out from underneath here. Okay. Sometimes when you die cut with chipboard, you have to go over it, a few times for it to make a difference. See, it wants to work, but that's not gonna do what I need it to do. So this won't work. I mean, I can still use this, and you can always make... I will keep this scrap. I will keep this though, because this paper has a nice texture, and this will still look good, I think, on a journal page if you make it into a page, maybe. But it's not gonna... The stencil material does not work with these dies, I'm sure I can grab one of my Tim Holtz dies. I'm sure I can grab my big die, right? Which these are really thick. You can go through just about anything. When I do book pages, I mean, I do like a dozen book pages at a time with this. So, I don't remember. I do so much die cutting that I don't. I'm just gonna go over this real quick. See what I get. I mean, I'm sure it'll cut this. I'm sure this die will cut it. Okay. Oh yeah, see? No problem at all. Goes right through it. So it's just the thinner dies. Maybe it's because it's a cheaper die. You know, that didn't work. Next, I want to give you some ideas on things to hold on to. Well, before I do that, you can technically make stencils with these if you can get them through a cardstock. I'm sure I can get them through a cardstock. It's just the stencils aren't going to last very long. But if you're doing a whole bunch of coffee dyeing or you're doing a whole bunch of paper staining in some way, I'm sure you can get that to do what you need it to do on a thinner die. But on this plastic stencil stuff, it's not going to work. If you did want to make stencils and you have the artistic ability to carve it out of a plastic, but you don't have the means to pick up stencil paper, one thing you can do, which is one of the reasons why I saved this. This is packaging plastic, like, you know, kids' toys. This can come off of that. This one didn't. It came off of, I forget what it came off of, but I'm going to use this to cover up my jelly plate with instead of using wax paper, because the wax paper leaves wrinkles in my homemade jelly plate. So I'm going to use this plastic, which will just lay flat. But you can technically make stencils. This is a good rugged plastic. So if you have kids or if you know someone that does and they get packages with toys in it, the clear coat on top of it, cut it off and save it. Another die cutting thing that I had come up with the other day, which I'm sure I didn't come up with it, but I came up with it for what I was working on. Let me try and shove my plastic piece back in there. I'm probably going to break it. Reverse die cuts. I did a whole bunch of these. This here is a serendipity paper that I made just out of magazines. I took a magazine page, I took strips of magazine images, and I glued them all on this paper, and then I glued these book pages that came from this die here. This is the Tattered Florals. I don't know if you can see that. Come on and focus. Tattered Florals. No, maybe down here. Tattered Florals. And I loved the cutouts, and I think these would make great tags with my big tag. You know, I mean, imagine this as a tag. I think it would be gorgeous. So I have a whole bunch of those from when I was making book page flowers. So it's another idea to hold on to the scraps and keep them. You know, you have your paper scraps, you glue them all together to make these serendipity pages or scrap pages, and then you have your die cut scraps that you can do this way. Alright, next, let me see if I can find what I was working with the other day. Let's see. If you buy, where is it? I bought a package of hand lotion from, I think it was actually from Goodwill, and it had this gold stuff in it on the back. The hand lotion was brand new from Goodwill. It's like the closeout stuff they get. And an easy way to make yourself some cheap embellishments that are nice, okay, they're not going to be crap, is to take that. One common way to get that stuff is through makeup packaging. I've seen a lot of it in makeup cases. Let's use some of my birds and see if my birds will cut. This is not very thick, so we will see if I can get my birds to cut through. Let's make a bunch. But I also, these birds, again, they came from eBay. I do shop on the Geek app and on the Wish app, but I have learned that I really like eBay for this stuff because I feel like eBay, you know, on the AliExpress and the Geek app, you have to look through all the apps to find a bunch of stuff, and I feel like eBay has a whole lot of stuff just on eBay, so I don't have to switch from app to app to app to find the dyes that I want. So, see if I can get that. Will that all fit? Yep, I might be able to fit another feather. A little guy over here. A tip of advice to anybody who is new at die cutting. When your plate gets rough and you have something like this, put this side down so that it's on the dies, because sometimes the plate will leave impressions on your die cuts. And I learned that lesson the hard way when I was using special cardstock for something and I ruined my die cuts. I was actually using these birds and I was so sad that I did not have my little birdies to make me happy. My happy little birds like Bob Ross, my happy little accidents. But, you know, they would have worked, but the impressions were so deep that they actually fell apart. It was like actually embossed. Okay, I think everything is going to fit just nicely. And I'm sorry for the Bob Ross referral. I've been watching his videos at night because, you know, his voice is so relaxing and I just love watching what he does. I know he talks about how anybody can do it, but, you know, sometimes you just have to face the facts that you are not born with the painter's touch, and I'm one of those people. Okay, my plate is so warped that it's hard to get it moving. Hitting things back here. You know, for having this nice big table now, you really don't realize how quickly it fills up with crap. Okay, let's see how these came out. Alrighty. Hey, look, one of my feathers stuck to it. See, look at that. It's a gold feather. How perfect, right? Alright, these little bird die cuts, I think it's just the dies. I think maybe that AliExpress is not the way to go for cheap bird dies, because I've had this happen to me a few times. Maybe I can only use these with thin paper, but this bird is going to just have no feet because one of her feet is gone. So I can probably still use her, but I think it might just be these dies. Another die cutting tip. I keep in my die box, my box of dies, so it's right there when I need it. I keep a small paper clip and I keep a toothbrush to get out all the little bits. I have a butterfly die that's gorgeous, but man, it leaves behind some serious bits. And whenever I make butterflies with it, it's a mess. See, that bird came out nice. Why didn't the other bird come out nice? It's just my luck. Take my feathers. See, like that came out really pretty, you know. Gold feathers. I mean, I think it's gorgeous. Sorry if it's dark in here. I didn't even think to turn my big light on. Maybe I'll go turn it on in a second here. Maybe it'll brighten it up. My dark room. Okay. See, look at how that bird came out. Oh, pretty, pretty. But see, I have all these little bits left, so I'll have to go through after and scrape them all out, you know. One thing I love die cutting is I love to do cereal boxes. And I will show you what I mean. See, this bird, I think what happens is these pieces are just too very highly, you know, they're supposed to just emboss, but I think they're raised a little too much so that they actually cut. It probably wouldn't happen with a thinner paper, I would imagine. I would imagine the thicker stuff, because the machine is using a lot more to push through it. It just pushes right through. See, that one was okay too. I don't know what happened with that one bird, but I think I'll be able to use her just without any feet. You know, who needs feet? Not everybody has feet. You know, just because you're missing a foot or two doesn't make you an ugly creature, right? Alright, clean up my little mess, and I'm going to show you some of the things and some of the experiments I have done before. These I'll have to clean up. I'm going to show you some of the little things I've done before. Well, first of all, I want to show you these. I bought these at a yard sale. I have all different colors, and one of the projects I'm working on, I am making a blue journal, and it's going to be a whole bunch of blue stuff. So I'm trying, oh, I have a few more stuck in here. See, and then that is used up. But I think everything, you know, worked out pretty well, except for that one that's missing her feet. Excuse me. Alright, so just a quick sneak peek at the gorgeous, what's going to be a beautiful cover on this journal that I'm making. You are going to drool. Ah, wallpaper! Alright, so that's my singing moment. When you are die cutting, keep an eye out for this stuff. Thank you, Virginia Slim, for this nice matte satiny gold. I can definitely use this when I'm die cutting. Or make a tag, you know? I mean, the back, like, it has a couple of these too. Why not border a page with that gorgeous fireworky material, right? Cut this right out. Use your design scissors. So if you get this in the mail from Virginia Slim celebrating 50 years, don't go out and buy cigarettes. Just thank them for the junk. Thank them for the junk mail. I like to die cut beer cans. This I learned from Shelly Lynn over at Crafting Mamas. Go look her up on YouTube. She's got some great tips, some great ideas. So, I love beer cans. They make great embellishments. One thing that I have done, and I will definitely show you, and these came from eBay. These were also part of my Christmas gift. I bought button dies. And I have a few other ones, but I can't find them right now. Here they are. I bought myself 3 sets, and you know, it was inexpensive. A few, maybe the most might have cost $2 a piece. So I might have spent $5 or $6. I have these buttons, which I love. I have a set of hearts, and I have a set of butterflies, and there were 4 in each set. And they're small. I mean, look at them on the palm of my hand. You know, I don't have very big hands. See? So those are some little dies I have. And then I got these other buttons. And what I do is I take a cereal box, right? And I take the cereal box. I paint the chipboard side, I'll paint it something metallic, you know, or even if you don't want to, paint it whatever color you want. Or use the color of the chipboard. That's perfect, right? And I die cut it to make these buttons, and they don't look real. I mean, they don't look like chipboard when you paint it. They look really neat. So I take these. This was a set, right? These are a little bit bigger than my butterfly and my hearts, but this was a whole set. So you have a whole bunch of options here in this set. I use these on soda cans and beer cans. I use them on chipboard, whatever you can think of. I'm going to use them. I'm going to use a couple of them on these pretty blue pages that I had. Whatever you can think of, you know. And they do cut. These ones cut through chipboard pretty nicely. So that is one thing I can say, is those ones are okay on the chipboard. What else was I going to say? What else was I going to say? What else was I going to say? I have an ice cream truck. And in the ice cream truck, we get a lot of cardboard. The boxes that we get with ice cream, they are thinner than a soda box. I mean, than a cereal box. They're like a soda box. If you have soda boxes, that's what this material's like. So I've been taking some of the boxes. These are those Tim Holtz embossing folders. I've been doing this. So if you drink a lot of soda, or you have boxes like that material that, you know, like there's some snack boxes that are they're thinner than cereal box. So if you have a thinner cereal box or snacks, or if you drink soda or other beverages that come in those types of cases, and you want to find a way to recycle that cardboard, do it. You can die cut this too. I mean, you can cut it. It's thin, you know, it's nice. It's like a nice cardboard material. So I'm definitely going to be using these in my journals. I mean, I'm going to cut them, you know, like the ticket ones here. I'm going to cut that off, my little bingo card. And, you know, I'm going to use them as embellishments. What else did I want to share with you about die cutting outside of the box? Just remember the shiny packages. If you come across any, you know anybody that does, tell people to save them. Because, like, that is beautiful. I mean, I love this bird die anyway. But that is, like, in gold, that is, like, gorgeous. You know? You can try making your own stencils with your dies, but if you do, use a different material than that. The stencil plastic just isn't going to work. And, you know, go out and adventure. Have fun. You know, use your die cut machine. Die cut like crazy. Just enjoy it, you know. I try and get the most use out of anything I buy, and this was a Christmas gift for me 2 years ago, my Big Shot, and I'm very impressed. I'm very happy with it. It's very sturdy. It holds up very well through anything I put it through. You know, the only thing I don't like is that these plates wear out so, you know, pretty quick. I mean, luckily they're cheap enough. I think a set of plates regular price is under 20 bucks. I think a set of regular plates is under 20 bucks, and I think the extended plates that I was looking to get might be 20 bucks on Amazon. If you have any other die cutting adventures that you've done that you want to share, go ahead and comment below. And if you have any tips on die cutting fabric, I'm having a hard time getting through fabric. And cottons specifically, you know, that have any kind of stretch. But I really want to use my buttons on my button dies on some fabric. I think that would look really neat. So if you have any tips for that, let me know below for sure. And let me know what you think of this video. Go out, get crazy, experiment with all your crafty tools. And, you know, just have fun with it. Just have fun. I love my die cutting machine. It's relaxing to use. And I have a lot of fun with it. So, ta-ta for now.